Gen Z Uprising, Morocco's youth lead. Massive protests in 2025, late September 2025, Morocco witnessed a wave of youth-led protests that quickly spread across more than a dozen cities, including Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakesh, and Agadir. The movement is being driven by a new generation, often referred to as Gen Z 212, a reference to Morocco's international dialing code. These young people have come together using social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Discord, a decentralized, leaderless collective demanding urgent reforms. At the heart of their demands are systemic issues: a failing healthcare system, underfunded schools, and rampant corruption. One galvanizing moment that fueled the unrest was the tragic death of 8 pregnant women in a public hospital in Agadir. Deaths protesters linked directly to poor medical infrastructure. At the same time, many Moroccans are outraged that huge sums of money are being poured into building stadiums and infrastructure for big sports events, including the 2030 FIFA World Cup. Protesters shout slogans like, "Stadiums are here, but where are the hospitals?" to highlight this glaring mismatch of priorities. The youth movement also speaks to unemployment. Many young Moroccans feel jobless or trapped in low-quality work, despite being educated. What makes this movement particularly modern is how it was organized, mostly through Discord, a platform popular with younger generations. There is no single visible leadership. Instead, Gen Z 212 is a loose, anonymous collective. They have laid out a code of conduct for protests: nonviolence, respect for public order, no property destruction, no dangerous objects. Still, despite calls for peaceful protest, some clashes have turned violent. As protests continued night after night, the security forces responded heavily. On the 4th night, there were reports of clashes, burning of vehicles, and injuries among both protesters and police. According to the Interior Ministry, hundreds were arrested. Human Rights Watch has raised serious concerns. They accuse Moroccan authorities of using repressive tactics, even lethal force in some cases, to crack down on protesters. At the same time, the monarchy has responded. In a speech to Parliament, King Mohammed VI called for accelerated social reforms, especially in education and healthcare, though he did not directly address all the protesters' demands. The government says it will work on local development, job creation, and reducing regional inequalities, particularly in disadvantaged regions. This movement feels different from previous protests in Morocco. Many see it as a generational awakening, Gen Z refusing to stay silent, demanding dignity and real investment in public services. The protesters are not just asking for better hospitals or schools. They are challenging where the country's money is going and demanding greater transparency and accountability. For the government, this is more than a social protest, and it's a political test. The Prime Minister, Aziz Akinouch, is under pressure, and there's a risk that ignoring this movement could weaken public trust. Human rights groups warn that mass arrests and harsh sentences could stifle dissent and damage Morocco's image. On the other hand, if the government responds with meaningful reforms, this could be a turning point, an example of youth-led change in action. As of now, the protests are continuing, with demonstrators vowing to keep pushing until their demands are taken seriously. The question now is, will Morocco's leaders make the reforms needed, or will they double down on repression? This struggle could reshape Moroccan politics and society, not just for a generation, but for the whole country's future. One thing is clear: Gen Z 212 is not backing down.